Podcast, WATP.
If people aren't familiar with Jim and them, you should be, because, you know, we like to make fun of Opie or Stuttering John. These guys are experts when it comes to Corey Feldman.
Oh, thank you.
I really respect your work, the work that you do with Corey and clowning him.
You found an angle to make fun of him.
somehow they figured out something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, what's so great is I love when you guys go into the minutia of like his music. They will break down the song structure and the lyrics. He has this one song you guys were talking about called Walk Away, all about walking away. You just got to walk away. And the chorus is walk away, stand your ground. Walk away, stand your ground. That's the opposite of walking away. Standing your ground would not. I appreciate you guys pointing that out.
Yeah. There's a lot of great deep cuts. And also, I mean, we try to keep it as fresh as possible. So there's like 30 songs we've never even heard, because we're still like honing in on like the 7 or 8 songs that we love. We just play over and over again.
Well, do you have that special box set that he put out? Has anyone purchased that in your crew?
A listener did get it for us. So yeah, we have an unboxing video on it. It didn't come with, because he did his own unboxing video, and he had promised that it would come with a hologram, like a QR code where you could pull it up on your phone. We didn't get the QR code. We didn't get the Hershey's Kisses, because he said that sometimes they would come with candy inside. We didn't get the candy. And our 22 magazine is like a teen beat magazine, ended up being torn. But he found out it was for us, so he wouldn't fix it for us. So
did you get the coloring book at least?
No, I wish. I wish.
You guys got ripped off on that.
Some of the crayons were chewed up.
So I have a connection with Jim through Drew Lane, who's also a huge fan of you guys. And I actually went out to Detroit this past summer for the Loserville tour. And I was hanging with Drew and all the guys over on the Drew Lane show. We got to watch Corey live. Did you get to see him opening for Limp Bizkit this past year?
Well, we covered all the videos, all the gaffes, all the goofs and gaffes, all the problems that happen. Because the thing is, we've been talking about Corey off and on for a long time. And we've just been like withering away in obscurity. We've been making podcasts since 2007 and scattered videos here and there. And I realized, well, actually, and a lot of times, like, I'm not fully versed in the Dabbleverse, but obviously I'd seen clips from all your different shows and everything like that. But I don't know Howard Stern that well, so I don't know a lot about Stuttering John, but I always respected the hustle. And then I would bring it up on our show. I'd be like, these guys like kind of shit on each other and have battles with each other, and everyone loves it. And I was like, what is our thing? And by accidentally, I realized, like, well, whenever we put up Corey videos, they do well. And then when Loserville happened last year, we just happened to do a reaction thing to one of his things, and it kind of really picked up steam. And I was like, we just got to focus on this and just see how it rolls out. Like, it wasn't inorganic because we'd already been talking about it all the time anyways, but we weren't regularly putting up our videos. We were just putting podcasts out, and obviously that just gets lost in the sea of like Joe Rogan and, you know, Call Her Daddy or whatever. So, but we found once we really honed in on just like one thing that we kind of knew a lot about and just stuck with it, it just that helped us.
Yeah, you guys and the Bonfire, of course, Big J Okerson, are Corey Feldman experts and really study it well and know all the ins and outs. So what happened was, we're in Atlantic City this past weekend, and we get up Sunday morning to drive back to Rochester to watch the Super Bowl at my house at a Super Bowl party. So it's me and Lucy Typebox and producer Chris and trucker Andy in my car. And Lucy's on Twitter looking at her phone, and she's following Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman had been in Rochester for a Goonies screening that we would have gone to.
We would have been.
But we were in AC for this event that we were at, so we missed it. But we saw...
And the event was hanging with each other.
Well, yeah, it wasn't really an event. Whatever. We were just hanging out at the Borgata for the weekend. But so Lucy pulls out her phone and starts reading this to us in the car. And I'm going to do my best to read this. It's not easy. This man writes like a child. Yeah. It's very difficult. It's all caps. But
you got this.
All right. He says, "Hey, Feld fam, I wanted to let y'all know that last night at my event in Rochester, 4 Hashtag the Goonies screening, the real goons, psycho-obsessed stalkers with a podcast sent another spy to secretly film content and cause mayhem at the event. As soon as I heard that, I went, he's talking about Jim and them. I know for a fact he's talking about Jim and them. So we were quickly like, check his Twitter, check their YouTube page. Let's find out what's going on. But I guess we saw this pretty fresh because you hadn't responded yet. But you do. We'll get to that. He says, this active terror group who masquerade as comedians with a podcast have repeatedly stalked and harassed myself and my family. They also have stalked and harassed my dear friend, Heather Dawn May, to a level that is clearly insane. Heather is a wonderful, kind-hearted woman who has volunteered her services with my fans, keeping them connected to me and keeping them informed when I'm too busy. God damn, he does make it tough, doesn't he? But so much more. On top of that, she's an amazing friend that I love and respect. There's no reason to hashtag love or respect there, Corey. Deeply, I have for over a decade. This must stop. And right there when I'm like, oh, Corey, how do you not fucking understand how any of this works yet? You're telling the internet this must stop? What do you think's going to happen? Oh, okay. Corey says he doesn't like it anymore.
Oh, he said hashtag stop. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we're definitely done then. Heather has gone quiet and I have grown very concerned. The constant assaults and targeted harassment on this innocent woman must stop now. And not just her. Leave my girlfriend and myself. Great. He's just
and my crappy career.
He's just trying to get more people shrapnel with this. What an idiot.
Yeah.
Leave my girlfriend and my son and even myself alone.
Take that, Mom. Take that, Dad.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. What's the list of people we can't make fun of? All right. Corey's son. All right. Good.
The box set.
Keep my damn name out of your mouths. This is the last warning. This is the last warning. Or what? What an idiot. All right. Where was I? You are vile excuses for human beings who create a stupid distraction from hashtag truth of how serious this is. Children being raped is not a joke, nor is a guy who has the courage to stand up and speak up, even if the mainstream media and the entire business, nor any of my peers will publicly stand with me. Guess what? I have an army building. Whoa. Which I hope they're getting built soon. Jesus Christ, you're getting along in the
Maybe it's just an empty building.
And we're here to serve God's. Wait, what's this? And we're all here to serve God's will.
Okay.
Children must be protected. Innocence must be preserved. God bless. Now, this is a wild rant to go on. What the fuck happened in Rochester? Do we know anything about this, Jim and them?
Well, the weird thing is, I had no idea what this was, what he was talking about. Now, last year, I did put out a thing he was doing a convention. He does convention appearances, obviously, signs posters, does photo ops. And he'd gotten our channel taken down. And so I just said, hey, if you're going to go to this, go up to his booth, and we were trying to propose to him. We wanted to propose marriage to him. So we're like, just go up to him and ask him if he'll marry Jim and them, because we're trying to get on a friendship arc where we want to turn this thing around and become good friends. I mean, I even put out the challenge. If he just comes on our show for 15 minutes, we'll never talk about him again.
Oh.
I mean, he can't just sit there and be quiet, obviously. Like, it has to be like a conversation. But if he comes on our show for 15 minutes, we'll never talk about him again. So, I mean, I didn't know anything about this, and then we didn't hear anything. We recently got someone that commented on our YouTube saying, it was a girl, but I mean, we get very skeptical with these things. You never know if this is like a weird setup, but someone did comment saying that they had gotten tickets for Christmas or something, and they got the VIP package where you get a meet and greet. And they said as they were in line, they thought like, hey, I'm going to go up and like, as he's signing or whatever, be like, hey, you should be friends with Jim and them or something. And from what they said, he immediately like stopped what he was doing and said, get out. Like, you'll be refunded. Get out of here. And supposedly security came, ushered her out. And then supposedly she's still waiting on a refund. I think there is a newer tweet, if you look in some of his responses, where they asked for the refund and he replied to it.
Okay.
So, but again, I mean, I never know, because he mentions Heather Dawn May in that tweet that he had there. Mm-hmm. That we call her his pitbull. He has this woman. She's listed as the web mistress of his website. She designs his awful website. She's this older Southern lady that does all this work for free. She's like a big fangirl that he takes advantage of. but she also attacks people on social media in his name. Like, honestly, one of the reasons why we got a little bit deeper into some of this stuff is because we were getting voicemails from this Southern lady asking us for our address to serve us with court papers. And it was like, we already know who you are, so you might as well give us your address so we could serve you. It's like, yeah, that's how that works. And we had to look her up. She has a YouTube channel that has over 100,000 subscribers, but no views, so it's all bot. With like League of Legends or World of Warcraft gameplay on there and stuff. I think she might even deleted that. But he mentions that she went silent. So that's the only like weird fear that I have, is that if this old crazy woman hurt herself, he's going to try to twist it into it's our fault somehow.
Okay, so it's funny you say that. The parallels here with Stuttering John, I have other ones that we're going to get into in a little bit. But the idea that you get threatened with legal action, you're like, oh, I'm digging my heels in then. Then we're all in. Which goes back to that tweet that we just read where it's like, this has to stop and don't make fun of my son because Zen gets his feelings hurt very easily and he's poor. So don't talk about how he's autistic and poor.
It's my final warning.
Yeah, right.
Then I'm going to do something.
Final warning. All of this shit is so stupid. It actually makes people want to do the exact opposite of what Corey's saying, which maybe is the end game. Let me just read your response to this real quick, and then I think some of this you were just covering. For the record, we have no idea what he's talking about here at his Goonies event. Just another lie. He's doing this because we have had people on our show recently that work directly with him in Corey's Angels band, and what they are saying about their experience is horrific. Also, his dear friend, this is, what's her name, Heather?
Yeah, Heather Dawn May, HDM, we call her.
Harasses and doxes people online. That is why her main account was banned. She was also leaving us harassing voicemails and sending us unhinged emails. We also don't even talk about her anymore.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, I definitely eased up on her. I mean, if you notice the Twitter that he tagged her in, it's Heather Dawn May 2, because her main account got banned because she was doxing us. She was trying to post my address online. She was posting pictures of my house, like from Zillow or whatever. And she would, even before us, like if anyone was critical, these weren't even in Corey's replies. You know how he always has a viral clip of him doing his terrible guitar solo, and there'll be people in there making fun of it, and then you'll see her in the comments yelling at people, talking about how her dad's a judge and a cop and all this stuff, and she works for the CIA. Like, it's insanity.
So you had Margot Lane on recently.
Correct. Yeah.
There's a documentary that came out, Corey Feldman versus the World. And in the documentary, Margot Lane, who was Corey's angel, was in the group, comes out and has some pretty crazy allegations about Corey drugging girls while they were on tour. Of course, Corey and his wife are constantly trying to get chicks to have a threesome with them. And it looks like it's awful to be on tour with Corey. Like the band, he's got these women in this band who, by the way, can't play their instruments. This girl goes, I've never played bass in my life. And Corey goes, you're the bass player, when she got the job. But they're like sleeping in their bus, and they're like, can we just take a shower? Can we just go into a hotel and take a shower? No, there's no time for that. Like, Corey was just like a dick to these people and just like really makes it difficult.
He doesn't want them clean?
I know. I thought that was weird too. Yeah.
He's saving them, guys. He's saving them. Come on.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. I mean, she was on our show. She was great, and yeah, she definitely had a lot of suspicions. She definitely confirmed there was definitely a lot of drugs going around, because he does position himself as this, I've been sober for 30 plus years or whatever.
Yeah, he was a heroin addict in the 80s, and he says he's cleaned up and hasn't touched the stuff since.
And I think in his mind, because we, I guess similar to how you guys with Stuttering John kind of know how his mind works and how he's going to react to things, like I can understand that he probably thinks, well, if I get prescriptions to oxycodone, that's not me doing drugs. This is a prescription that I got. And then, yeah, she basically said that she was in fear of being drugged and raped. So we're trying to have like fun jokes, and then like she's dropping bombs like that. And it's like, oh yeah, there's like reality here somewhat. And that's why he wants to shield himself behind a lot of the Epstein stuff. And even being, a survivor himself, he wants to make sure that that's the main discussion, so we don't focus on any of his bad behavior. That's essentially what it is.
So you think the incident that he's talking about, because I looked everywhere. And I live in this town. There's someone I went to high school with who was at this show, who posted about it on social media. I looked everywhere for someone to say, like, there was an incident that happened at the show that disrupted the show, because he's acting like this was a big disruption and it fucked up, you know, right at the good part of the Goonies. Someone's yelling stuff out or something, and there's no evidence of this. So it sounds like what you've described, this one person who got VIP tickets and mentioned Jim in them and then immediately got thrown out, is what he's ranting and raving about.
Correct. And we actually did have a similar thing over the summer. He was doing a signing at Portland Comic-Con, and I know you got E-Rock from O&A in your chat. We have our own E-Rock producer, and people always are like, that E-Rock? It's like, no, different guy. But he did go, he lives in Portland, so he went to the convention, and he was just wearing a Cocoa Bun shirt, which is one of our shirts, just one of our sayings, and he went up to Sean Astin's booth, got a picture, but he mentioned Jim and them, and Sean Astin was aware of it. He's like, yeah, Corey talks about you guys all the time. But he's like, I'm going to take a note to him. He's like, you guys should just, because he's talking about the friendship arc, and he's like, yeah, we should just hash this out. But then Corey saw him in line, got security over, and there's like a whole video where security's like, look, you really made Corey mad. And it's like, all I did was buy a ticket to be here, and I bought these photo ops. I actually haven't done anything. He did get a picture with Corey wearing the shirt, and we rep the 22 necklaces just because Corey has a 22 necklace. So we are like a cult, kind of.
Sure.
But he geeked out at that convention, had him kicked out. And again, like, he made it a bigger deal than, like, if it was just we got a picture and he signed a thing, nothing would have happened. Like, no one was there to harass him or do anything. It was literally the goof was just getting a picture with him and wearing our shirt.
And I think the problem that Corey has with you guys specifically, but with all of his detractors, is that he gives them way more life than he should. He calls you guys stalkers. I think there was a time where his son Zen was looking for money and you guys donated money, and he was upset at that. You're like, well, I'm giving your son money. He was asking for it. Online, like, oh, you're stalking him. It's like,
correct, because he recorded a video, essentially kind of like a cameo video. It's a 10-second video where his son says, Jim and them is pop culture, bro. I know that. He doesn't say anything bad about his dad or anything like that. He literally just shouts out Jim and them. And Corey made this Instagram rant about us, saying we were stalking his mentally unwell son, making him say bad things about him, and saying that he doesn't love his father, he loves us. Like, he makes it into this thing. I think he thinks he's going to get us, like, canceled, or he's going to get, you know, his narrative is going to spread
too, right? Yeah, he's looking for people to be like, oh, poor Corey, why are they doing that to him?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think the big thing with this, he probably still thinks it's a big deal, but there's a part of him that knows it's not a big deal. But he wants these smoke and mirrors because, yes, we're having these people on our show. The director of the documentary is going to be on our show on Friday. So, and I think he knows that, and he doesn't like the potential of, like, what these people can say about their experiences with him.
So is it true, because I was talking to my buddy Drew Lane about this, that the director of Corey Feldman versus the World, which people should check out, it's really well done, declined an interview with you guys because they had Big J instead?
Well, there's a weird story with this. So,
because you should have been in that documentary.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Although I guess it just focuses on that, like, 2016 to 2018 roughly time. So fair enough. But the way they released this movie, I think it's because of a lot of the legal potential. Like, I do think he's trying to get the movie pulled. He was trying to sue it or whatever. They didn't quite,
which is ironic because he claims his documentary, which outed Charlie Sheen for fucking Corey Haim. He claims that people, the Wolfpack specifically, was trying to get that shut down, and the server was taken down as it was streaming, and he's got all these conspiracy theories about all this stuff. So it's not surprising that he would try to pull the same shenanigans on you guys.
And well,
or not
and
you guys, but on this other doc.
That story's retconned into that was us all along, just because we say that we're Wolfpack. So
yeah, it's hilarious.
So to him, it was always us. He has this story about how monster trucks tried to run him over.
Dude, and we played that on WATP. It's the funniest thing. I couldn't believe it. I think this is peak Corey Feldman right here.
Yeah.
Well, and in the we got the police report from the Portland incident at the Comic-Con when he basically got security. There was a report. And in his statement, he does say that we were the ones driving the trucks. So, so at this point, he's like, these guys have been harassing me. They also tried to run me over with monster trucks in Texas.
And when that didn't work, they went back to harassing me.
But yeah, I'm sorry. What were we talking about before that? With the with the film release.
But you said the director's coming on your show this Friday.
Correct. So they rushed it out. They didn't do a lot of press because they didn't want to give him a lot of lead time.
Got it. Okay.
So we got wind of this premiere, and we're going to maybe go to it. And we do talk to some of the angels, and we got word from someone saying that it wasn't so like we didn't think we were entitled to be there or anything like that. I mean, the most we maybe want is like, hey, can you just do you guys have press seats? Because I didn't want to drive 5 hours and maybe we didn't get in or something. But then, and it wasn't even about that. We got word. Someone said, well, no, they said, don't talk to you guys. And I was like, well, what is that? Like, don't talk to us at all? Like, that's kind of weird. And then I kind of understood it on one hand, like, obviously, where there's if you're talking to the anti-Corey podcast, like, that puts a certain spin on your documentary that you think you want to be pitched as neutral. But then when we got word of that, I was like, all right, fair enough. And then we saw that she was on the bonfire, and we're like, well, what's that? Like, the bonfire does exactly what we do, maybe even worse sometimes.
Yeah.
So we've been kind of calling that out a bit and talking about how we're the most dangerous podcast. Because if you can go on the bonfire but not come on Jim and them, I mean, then what's going on here?
Right, gets you cred.
So I don't know if this was, I guess we're going to hash this out, because I don't know if this was like a thing of like phone tag, or like a game of telephone where maybe things got miscommunicated, or maybe it's just a turnabout is fair play. Like, she's just kind of changed her mind because Corey has now labeled her the dark media. Like, it's gone for, like, at this point, she's already dark media. She might as well come on our dark media show to discuss
and the doc's out. So yeah, whatever. Not going to change that. So what time can people watch it? Is that live on your channel on Friday?
Yeah, we'll be live around 7:15 Pacific on Friday, and we'll go for who knows how long.
Awesome. Definitely check that out. Jim and them on YouTube. A couple other things I want to talk to you about because you're a Corey Feldman expert, and I love the parallels. If Corey Feldman had a podcast, it'd be great. He doesn't, so he doesn't really fit into our world as often. But he's got so many similarities to Stuttering John that I really enjoy, because they're both narcissists who are has-beens who can't let go, and they both exaggerate and just lie about things all the time and continue to repeat them, like the resume. John repeats his resume ad nauseum. So does Corey. And Corey says things like he's been in 18 number one films. Is that even close to true?
No. We fact check this. We try to fact check this all the time. We try to get people to ask him on Twitter to name the films, because it's like, you can go to like an AI and it's going to give you a list. And of course, even that list is wrong. Like, I've sat down and looked at his movies and like cross-checked it with like box office charts and Box Office Mojo. I mean, he's had a bunch of number one films, so fair enough.
He was in some big movies for sure.
Sure. And a lot of his classics still hold up, even though, I shit on him every week. I could still appreciate some of those films. But it's I think it may be at like 8 or 9, but it's definitely not 18.
He says 18.
And
go ahead.
I was going to say, and he also throws out these Billboard charts.
That's where I was going next. Right. He claims he has number one songs on Billboard charts. I'm like, what the fuck Billboard chart are we talking about?
Yeah, which planet?
It's insane. Well,
because he'll try to convince you that it's the adult contemporary. That's why you're not, like, it's number 20 on the adult contemporary, but it's not. Yes, it's number 20 on a adult contemporary chart, but they're called the indicator charts, which are kind of like a mini chart saying that this maybe is gaining a little, like it got radio play in like 20 stations across the country. That's essentially what that means. Like, when you look at it, and he'll hold these plaques up, and if you zoom in though and look at the chart, it'll say like indicator charts. And on one hand, I guess that works because no one's going to look into it, and it does say Billboard on it. But yeah, when you really like break these things down, they're not what he pitches.
It's just so sad that he needs that to be the case so badly.
That's the part. No one he's talking to is like, well, I have 9 number one films, so well, I have 18. Like, 9 is impressive. You can just leave it at that. You don't need to claim you were also in consideration for the Leonardo DiCaprio role in What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Yes, that's another. Yeah, all these roles that he was supposed to have, and even he can't. I mean, I'm sure this is something John does as well. because he also loses track of his lies.
Yep.
So you'll have him in one interview saying something, and then like it'll be months later, paparazzi's talking to him. And these aren't just like, oh, I misspoke. This is like, I can't keep my lies straight. So I'm saying something completely different. And what's perfect is then I have a clip of him from an interview where he says, you know how most people, you can find someone saying one thing and then another interview saying another thing? You won't find that with me. And it's like, dude, I find it all the time.
Yeah,
I constantly find it.
Well, I wanted to play a little bit of a podcast that Corey was on not too long ago. It is The Magnificent Others with Billy Corgan. And what I loved about this interview is that Billy Corgan is a very soft interviewer. He's going to let you say your piece. He's not going to push back. And he explores things. Like Billy's interested. I think he does a good job on this show. I've seen him with a number of guests that he does a pretty good job with. And Corey just feeds him so much bullshit and horse shit that, Billy's going to go along with. And so here's one of the examples that I wanted to discuss with you.
I mean, I have a friend who I work with in professional wrestling. His bedroom is completely devoted to the Goonies.
Oh, wow.
And he's
That's nice.
40 years old.
That's funny.
But that's his favorite movie.
Goonies never say die. That's my friend. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, look, for me, it's kind of like, oh, that thing, like I don't really spend much time thinking about it.
So that's funny right there. He goes, Goonies never say die, flashes the 2 because they're looking for the sequel. He's hoping that the sequel comes out. And he goes, I don't spend any time thinking about it. He's on a tour right now showing that movie.
Yeah, we just missed him.
I would have been there. I don't even like that movie, but I would have gone to hang out with Corey on that one.
I don't really think about it.
And there are interviews we've covered where it goes either way. He's going to be a dick about it no matter what. If you don't bring it up, he's going to be upset you didn't bring it up. But if you do bring it up, he's going to be like, no, I don't want to. I want to talk about now. I'm not about the old stuff. Like it's amazing that he'll look for a way to be upset about what you're saying instead of just going like, oh, thank you so much. Like what a great part of my life or career or whatever.
Also, not for nothing, but if Billy Corgan goes, this guy I know from professional wrestling loves the Goonies, his entire room's decked out, and they'd be like, oh, who is that? Yeah. I bet it's someone famous.
Yeah.
If Billy's bringing this up, I bet it's like a guy with a name. That's John Cena. Anyway, the point is,
Yeah, but Corey's like, I get this all the time.
Right.
It's really boring, actually.
Let's try to flip it on its head, because obviously we talked a lot of hard stuff.
Yeah.
Do you feel good about the art of it all? Or is it too painful for you?
To be honest, no. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Because I want to understand. I don't want to be that guy, but like, I like the movie, so you should too.
Right. No, I mean, Goonies is a good movie. Don't get me wrong. Lost Boys, great movie. Stand By Me. I'm just, 18 number one films. They weren't number one for a mistake. Nope. They were number one because they were great films.
18 number one films. Again, this is where Billy is just like, 18 number one films.
I was unaware.
Does he count the McDonald's commercial?
It was filmed.
And I'm not sure if this is similar with Stuttering John or not, but I do think what's great about what we do or what you guys do is because most people, they might even have, like Billy Corgan probably thinks like, I wonder if that's true, but you're not going to push him on it. You're just going to be like, fine, whatever. We're just doing an interview from my podcast. We're having a friendly discussion, no big deal. But I kind of love that there are people like us out there that are like, no, hold on a second. Let's examine this a little bit and let's see why you're doing this and why you're just like floating this stuff by and hoping people will be polite and not ask you about it.
Corey's been a celebrity his entire life. So it's rare for someone to be such a big star as a child and have such a career through his teenage years and then have no one ever tell him that he should stop playing music immediately and is embarrassing himself. He's a rare breed right here. And I don't think he has a lot of people surrounding him who give him good advice. I don't think he allows that. He probably pushes those people away.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard, again, we definitely heard from different people here and there. And I think some people do, and yeah, he's not going to accept it. And then a lot of people, it's like the gravy train. We got to keep the gravy train going. Like, yeah, this is great. Keep it up. Don't worry about it. So, yeah, and I think even in that movie, his brother's in the movie, and he's always yelling at his brother. And his brother makes an amazing point because he just says at one point, like, I'm the only one that will fight Corey because obviously I grew up with him. I don't really care. I'm not impressed by anything he's done. But, you know, with I know that he's a kid that since he was 3 years old, everyone's told him he's right. So he still believes that, or he has to believe that.
I have to play you this other story he tells Billy Corgan because it's so funny, and there's a Howard Stern, Stuttering John tie into it. So, and this is a story that he's been telling for a long time. It's another one of these whoppers that he holds on to. He wrote a song called What's Up With the Youth? And this song, he was friends with Michael Jackson at the time. And I'll let him tell the story. But the fact that like Billy's just kind of nodding his head and going along with this, and I'll show you what actually went down.
True.
Right. And in that.
And you knew that, you knew the Hollywood version.
Of course, but not only the Hollywood version, the music version too, because not only that, you have to realize I'm coming from the 80s where Michael Jackson tells me my song, What's Up With the Youth, is going to be a #1 hit. I played it for him in the car. You know, he said, this song is incredible, Corey. This is a #1 song.
He was trying to fuck you. Can you imagine all the times you told someone you wanted to fuck something that's totally not true?
No, they're ignorant. That's ignorant.
Walk this into Tommy Mottola right now at CBS Records.
Your cute little ass wrote that song? That sweet little behind right there? That's what came up with this?
Will you hum it to me?
It's one of my favorite stories because we've heard it so many times, and I think I've mentioned this on our show, that I've heard it so many times that when he tells it now, I'm in the story. Like the way I picture it is I was there as well as it was happening.
I can get you a #1 song. And I said, thank you anyway.
How old were you at that?
18.
Okay, he wasn't trying to fuck him. Never mind. I take all of that back.
There goes that theory.
Just like Stuttering John, the guy was being nice, and he has to pay for being nice to him.
Yep, you got a compliment.
That's pretty Eddie.
Yeah. And I was like, thank you, but no. Because #1, I'm your friend, and I don't want you to think I'm just another guy trying to get some out of you.
Which would have been everybody in the world at that point.
Exactly.
Wow. What a great guy Corey Feldman is. And he doesn't mind telling us about it, too.
Yeah.
It's nice of him.
Very generous.
Oh, he'll tell you. He won't stop telling you. That's for sure.
I'm a little different than most people. I'm actually a great guy who does amazing things. Oh, good. Good to know.
He's also just a bad business person because the way that works is you don't bring it up unless they mention it or offer it. Then you say yes.
Right. Correct.
That's how that works.
And #2, if I do it that way, then you're the Michael Jackson protege. I'll be a one-hit wonder. Everybody will compare me to you for the rest of my life. And then what? You know.
The funny thing is that all this happened except for the one-hit wonder part. Right.
Yes.
Never did get the hits. That's funny.
Never got the hit, and all he does is try to remind you of him being like an imitation Michael Jackson by constantly dancing and dressing like him. It's one of the most bizarre things where he's almost showing self-awareness there, but completely not.
Yep.
Where do you go from there as an artist? You're done.
Yeah.
So I thought, if I'm going to do this, I've got to do it myself. It's got to be legitimate, and I've got to earn my stripes. And if that means playing holes for the next 20 years, then so be it. I'll play the holes for the next 20 years, which brings us up to where we were. And by the way, Howard Stern just, smashed it like a pumpkin with everything by bringing me on his show with that song that Michael guessed would become #1 and making a joke out of it.
Okay.
He blames Howard Stern for this song not taking off. This is where we're going with this story.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
A fraud out of it.
Why did that happen? Sorry.
Because he said, hey, I want you to come on my new show. And I said, well, I'm trying to push this new single. Is it what's the format? I'd never seen the show. I just assumed he's like any other radio host.
Yeah.
Now, I did his radio show prior to that where everybody had warned me, Howard Stern, he's really mean, he's really cruel, he'll do really awful things. And I was like, oh, God, I was terrified. But Sam kept saying, you got to do it. I was very good friends with Sam Kinison. He'd say, you got to do it, you got to do it, you got to do it. Okay, fine. So I did it.
I was taking advice from Sam Kinison.
Sure.
Smart.
And he died. So the day that Sam died was the first time I did Howard. And Howard was very sweet. He was very welcoming. He was very warm. We had an immediate bond.
Yeah.
And
Isn't Billy the best?
No.
so I did the show.
Sorry. So Billy says, so how bad did it go?
Yeah, right.
2 or 3 times in succession, and he said, come out to New York, come do the TV show too, it'll be great. So I'm going with the idea that he's been really sweet, he's been great. I came in through Sam, so he knows not to mess with me, everything will be fine. And I get there, and they said, we're going to do a skit. It's called Club Howie, and you're going to perform, but we're going to act like it's Club MTV. But, you know, I'm dressed as Right Said Fred, and so it'll be kind of funny, but it'll be like you performing, and the performance won't be funny. It'll just be you performing.
Sure.
Okay, I can go with that. So I do it, and I walk out on stage, and there's...
You think he's being a little naive here, Adam?
Just a little bit.
Just a little
I said,
bit.
cool, what could go wrong with that?
Yes.
I mean, the clip is so funny. Like,
Yeah.
how would he not?
I'm going to play
I
it.
mean, and also, I mean,
We're on
even
Rumble.
if you take all that out, if Howard didn't have any of that other stuff, and it was like the big gif that gets shared around is just him doing like the Running Man or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
it's that weird move he does.
yeah, like that
Stuttering
would,
John
Mm-hmm.
doing
yes,
this.
Yeah.
that would still be enough. I mean, Howard does put it over the top because there's so many ridiculous things going on, but it's like there's no lost hit that would have happened if this performance had happened.
No shit. That's why the story is so funny, the way he's explaining this. And, you know, Billy's just being very generous. So it's like, and then what happened?
a midget in a hula skirt. And there's guys passing blow-up dolls in front of me and acting like they're mentally impaired. And like, I'm going, what is this? What is this? This mockery. So they took my music and they made it a form of mockery. And that was the initial launch. I mean, the only thing that I had televised prior to that was an amazing reception when I performed as the first performance at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. Back in 1988 or 89.
I can't unhear Billy now.
It was lost on those little
The fans
fags.
were going crazy and the kids were screaming and it was like the Beatles and it was nuts and it was great. And every show that I'd done privately was exactly like that. But all
I
of a
was there.
sudden now
I was
Howard
there. It wasn't like that. I was there.
You actually attended one of these
I was
shows,
at the
Adam?
first Kids' Choice Awards.
No shit.
I remember him performing, and it was a TV taping. It really was less gay, but the same bit is on the Howard Stern show.
But-
That's
and when
hilarious.
even if you watch, if you watch it on YouTube or whatever, the crowd is clearly pumped in because it sounds like they're going crazy, but in all the shots, people are just kind of sitting there like watching him, and he's just going off doing boy band dances and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was a spectacle, and it's a TV taping.
Right.
this whole other spin on it to make it a joke.
Right.
Fast forward to,
Do you think,
I've been fighting that stigma on and off.
but
right,
just because
throughout.
I don't know the moment, but in hindsight, do you think it was just thought they were having a bit of fun, or do you think it was purposely mean-spirited?
I think it was very mean-spirited.
All right, so they did this on purpose to sabotage Corey's career. This is what Howard Stern's in the writing meeting with Fred and Jackie. They're like, what do you guys want to do with this new TV show we have? We could ruin Corey's music career.
Well, if I got word that Michael Jackson told him it was going to be a #1, or that's what Corey thought, I'd be like, yeah, we might want to fuck with him a little bit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, if he's bragging about the song like that, be like, yeah, let's definitely fuck with this Goonie.
And supposedly, I mean, because we haven't covered really a lot of the Howard stuff yet, he went on another like 3 or 4 times after it anyways.
That's what everyone in the chat is saying, is that Corey has been on Howard Stern's show multiple times since and has never brought this up. And yet now he talks about it like it sabotaged his entire music career. Like you just heard him say that. So, yeah, let's watch some of this. This is a classic.
For us is a brand new song. What's this song about?
The song is about, it's called What Up With Youth, and it's about what's up with the youth in America today, gang violence, drugs.
It's called What Up With Youth. It's about like, what up with youth?
It never gets old. It never gets old. It's so good.
Very much like Nick DiPaolo, who shows up to dinner with Jeffrey Epstein. When he's younger here, but when he showed up and Howard was dressed like that and put the mic in his face, he could go, you know what? I don't want to sing my song right now. And just not do it. It is an option.
Yeah.
What up with soup?
Drugs and that kind of thing, trying to make the world a better place.
Hey, I could relate to that for sure. Let me tell you something, man. I'm not kidding. I really think that's good for the youth, you know? Yeah. You
Oh,
wrote
did you
it
see
yourself?
fucking Stuttering John just there? What an asshole. He saw himself.
Oh, camera's on me.
Yeah, he saw himself and started fucking doing his stupid dance.
Hey, I could relate to that for sure. Let me tell you something, man. I'm not kidding. I really think that's good for the youth, you know?
You wrote this yourself?
Yeah. You wrote it yourself?
Wrote it and produced it. Yeah.
Let's hear it for Corey right now with the song. Let's all start dancing, baby. Go ahead, Corey.
This song sucks so bad.
There it is.
There it is. Yeah.
So we recently watched Corey on Dancing with the Stars because he made a million excuses as to why he couldn't perform on there. The dude cannot fucking dance. It's like one of the things he does for a living right now. I saw him live. He dances the whole show, and he can't dance.
One of the best things about that too is the timing worked out that we'd watched his. He did Dancing on Ice in the UK, but just like 10 years ago. But either way, on that, I mean, of course, he flopped. He was bad. On his exit interview, they did ask him, like, do you think maybe you should have just done Dancing with the Stars instead of Dancing on Ice? And he just said, well, then it wouldn't be fair, you know, like, because it's like he's a professional dancer. And then here we are, and it didn't. He's first person booted.
I know.
First person out.
You know, it's sad, too, because Dancing with the Stars, this season that Corey was on, was just on tour. They were at the Borgata.
That's right.
We spoke to one of the Dancing with the Stars husbands who was there, one of the headliners who was there. And he was telling me that, no Corey, no Hilaria Baldwin either on this tour. That's disappointing.
Also, thanks for meeting me. I didn't want to be in there.
Yeah, I know. He's just like, can I please grab a beer with you? But no, it was funny because he knows we make fun of Hilaria Baldwin. And he goes, yeah, we didn't want her on this tour for all the reasons that you would think we wouldn't want her around.
Do they bring some of the celebs out? I'm not familiar enough with that, or is it just the dancers?
No, the celebrities.
They bring them out.
Yeah, celebrities are there for it.
When you do conventions like Corey, you're admitting that you're not working on art. You are working on being fandom and celebrity, and you're going to make money that way. So you don't get to decide how people enjoy your shit. If you're the duck from Howard the Duck and you're signing, you don't get to decide whether they're asking you to sign it out of respect or because it's funny and they're making fun of it. You just take the money and do it. The fact that he still does conventions but thinks he can decide how people enjoy. Your fans. Jim and them are fans. They're spending money. They are standing in line. You don't get to decide how they enjoy it. Every once in a while, for a guy like Corey, a big corporate machine like Dancing with the Stars will come in, pick him up, and he got the opportunity. But what did he do? He kept the fucking convention gigs on the weekend. You can't do both. Dancing with the Stars, if you do well, will catapult you to a whole new world. Conventions will keep you doing conventions, but he needed that cash. Every convention that you do, it says they want you to. If anything big comes up, you can reschedule. It would be so great if you could go do Dancing with the Stars and then come back to us. Now you're even more famous. They're going to spend even more money. You can get out of it. He needed the cash. Yeah. And he can't get out of this like hustler mentality and just work on his art. He hasn't worked on dancing or singing or acting or even being in a band at all. He just works on getting back at his enemies.
He also has it like he was put off by the scheduling of the whole thing. It's like, you said yes to it. How did you not know that you had band rehearsal and that your album was coming out with your dumb girlfriend and that you had these conventions coming up? Like he had like this was all put on him.
Right, he had to move.
No, I love that.
The moving.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I love that insight because, if you go back, when we were watching just the initial press, like, lead up to that, stupid me, like, for whatever reason, I give him way more credit than I should. I really thought that he understood that this was a big opportunity and he was going to be maybe a little bit different, not be a dick to everyone, not, like, have his outbursts or his tantrums. I thought he understood, like, this is a network show. This is a huge show. This is putting your face back in magazines and getting people talking. And yeah, he completely fumbled it for no reason.
Check it out.
The mix is so off. He said he produced it. You might want to leave that part out. Yeah. So we got the hook coming up. Let's see. Maybe the hook will save this because so far it seems pretty pedestrian. But let's see. Who's dancing gayer, Howard or Corey?
Yeah, Howard was looking at him like, what is he doing?
Yeah. Although it's supposed to be dancing stupid around here.
It really is amazing to see kind of because he's essentially in a prison of this moment. Like, he's still living this moment today.
Yes.
That's why he's always bringing it up in interviews.
Yep.
So it is like, it's such a weird thing to be able to see that moment encapsulated for someone that they, I mean, he could easily just stop performing. I get, maybe that's unfair to say if that's what he loves to do, but he doesn't have to perform. Right. But he really thinks if he keeps performing, he's going to somehow overcome this, and we're going to forget about that because he's going to drop this song that we're all going to love, and we're going to realize we had him wrong all along.
I mean, the song, is it The Joke's on You? Is that what it's called?
Oh, yes.
Off his new album. He's like literally saying like, no, guys, you don't get it. I'm the only one who gets what's going on here. You're all dumb. Like, it doesn't work that way. You can't just change history with a dumb song lyric.
My question about this moment is if he says he didn't know what the Stern Show was about. Mm-hmm. What if he did? What would he have done different?
Right.
He would have done the same fucking thing.
We have to play this part because this is where John does this hilarious, I believe he calls it joke dancing.
Oh yeah,
and we're on WTP, so we're obligated to play this part. Never nonstop laughs. John Melendez, unbelievable, so well done. Jim, thank you so much for coming on the show, my friend. I hope that we get to hang out at Hackamania coming up in April.
Yeah, hopefully. Maybe things might be happening. I really appreciate you guys having me on. And wow, what a perfect moment to end on, because it really is the collision there of the Corey-verse and the Dabbleverse, like encapsulated in that moment. So, thank you guys so much.
Who are these podcasts?